Now, now we have this huge 12.9-inch screen. There's some additional cool features and functionality that you can get on the iPad Pro. Now, one is called picture-in-picture. So, I mean, picture-in-picture functionality has been around since, like, I don't know, back in the day. And all it is you have the capability of, if you have, like, multiple feeds, in this case like 2 feeds, you can actually have a video playing, and you can actually have that playing in a small window while on the screen while doing something else. So to activate picture-in-picture mode, first off, let's use an example. I'm going to run my video app here, and I have Iron Man 2 here. I'm going to start playing that video. Alright, and as you can see, here's Iron Man 2. Let me just move to a more interesting piece. How about there? That looks cool. Yeah, a drunk Tony Stark. So here you have drunk Tony Stark in Iron Man. So all I do, in the lower right hand corner here, there's a little picture-in-picture icon. I just press that, and all of a sudden, as you can see there, I have a smaller picture of the movie, and I can drag it anywhere on the screen while I open another app and do some work. In this case, I can surf for another game, look for another app while watching Iron Man make a fool of himself at his own party. And of course, you can use pinch and zoom to make the picture smaller or bigger, while you're doing your work. So that's picture-in-picture mode. Now, if you wanted to, stop or start the movie while in picture-in-picture mode, you can still do that within the small screen. As you can see, just touch the screen where the movie's playing, and I can stop it, I can pause it, or I can revert back to full screen mode here, like that. So that's, picture-in-picture mode. Now, say you're at the office, right, and you didn't want your boss to know that you're watching a movie while working on your iPad Pro. As you can see, I'm in picture-in-picture mode. If you want to actually get this off the screen while it's still playing, you can actually just drag it to the side like that. What's going to happen, you're just going to see a tab there. If you want to get it back, you just pull it back. Let me show you again. You just drag it to the side, and it's still playing. You can still hear it, but you can't see the screen. So once your boss passes by, he asks you for those reports. You give him the reports. He goes away. Just drag back your movie and watch your Iron Man 2. Now, let's say you're watching your movie and you're surfing the web, for example. But let's say now you want to, there's something called slide over mode. And that pretty much what that is you can actually open another application without stopping your existing application that's running on the screen. So what you would do, you would hold your finger on the right hand side of the bezel like that, and then slowly drag your finger across. When you do that, you can actually see a drop down menu of apps that you can quickly run. So like Find iPhone, Game Center, iBooks, Keynote, Mail, Maps, Messages, a ton of different things here. So let's just, for the sake of argument, open my Reminders tab. I can actually now use my Reminders app here while still watching my movie or surfing the web. And then when I'm done, I can just click back and drag back that menu. So let me show you one more time. To start slide over mode, you just hold your finger, slide it like that to the right, and then you can run your apps, run your app on the side there like that. And then when I'm done, just slide down, and then I can get access to all of my other apps again here on the side. So if I want to see the clock, I can actually access my clock app while still, my app over here is still running. I'm watching my movie, and you're finally getting to see that the iPad can start multitasking when it comes to multiple apps on one screen. I mean, you have this huge real estate. You can now do many different things at the same time, and hence increase your productivity while enjoying a great movie of Iron Man 2. So one of the cool feature is split screen mode. So with split screen, you can have 2 apps running side by side on your iPad, and they're actively running. So to activate it, you pretty much do what we did before. Just have your finger on the right hand bezel and slide to get the menu window back up, right? And then let me just open an app. Let's open Notes. So I'm watching my movie, surfing the web, but I also want to take some notes. What I can do, actually I don't like this app, let me use another app. Let's go to calendar. Let's continue. So here's my calendar. What I do is actually just hold that little button here and just slide the app across a bit like that, and I have now split screen mode. So right now you see 50-50 in terms of real estate shared by each app, and I believe you can actually get a 70-30 view where you can get one app taking up 70% of the screen and another app taking 30%. It doesn't work that way. Let me try it this way. Yeah, so I guess 70-30 is where this is 70% of the screen, that's roughly 30%, and then I can slide the slider back to 50-50 and you can have half and half. So that's split screen mode. And again, to access it, you just pretty much actually, let me just close it there. To access it, hold your finger on the right hand bezel, slide your finger across like that. That's where you get the slide over mode, where you can see the app taking up about 30% of the screen. But then to get split screen, you just continue dragging that slider to the middle, and then the apps automatically settle, and you have one half here showing you my calendar application, and on the other half here I have my browser, and hey, you know what, I'm still watching Iron Man 2, and you can drag that all over the place while having your two apps there. Now, as you can see, I just dragged the Iron Man movie on the right hand side as well, and you can temporarily hide it on the right hand side of the bezel, and if you want you can hide it on the left hand side. So again, it comes in really handy if you're watching a movie while at work, and I don't actually encourage that, but this is just an example, and you're doing your work on your calendar here while surfing the web, and you can watch your movie, and he comes by or she comes by, you can just drag your movie to the side and say, yep boss, I'm just checking my calendar for the day, and as you can see, I have nothing to do, but I'm here just looking at the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom blog here on this page here on the web, and it's all good. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you can do when you have such a huge screen on your iPad Pro. And again, just to close this movie, I just tapped it and I can press the X button and it's closed. So ladies and gentlemen, that is your iPad Pro review. So I just want to quickly end by saying there's a lot of discussion on the web about whether this new iPad Pro can replace your MacBook. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think so. I think it's very close, but there's things on the MacBook like the keyboard and the additional functionality that comes with the MacBooks as well, that you don't get quite yet on the on the iPad Pro. I mean, this one is a dual core A9X processor. It's fast, good for games and stuff, and as you can see, you can do multitasking, split screen. But I still love my MacBook Air as well as my MacBook Pro. So it's very close, but I would still prefer to walk around with my MacBook and have my tablet for other applications, especially if I want to be doing reading, or definitely if I'm doing drawing or sketching with my my Apple Pencil, which by the way is still in shipping. Can't wait to get it. But overall, this is their latest and greatest when it comes to the iPad, and they've come a long way since it first launched back in 2010, I believe. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10, and definitely recommend it to anyone who has a really strong use case for a tablet, and they use a lot of Apple applications. Now, until I get my Apple Pencil, I usually use this Adonis Jot Pro stylus for all of my digital writing needs. It works well on the iPads and on the iPad Pro. And what's really good about this Adonis Pro, it's made of this nice space age material. I think it's like a magnesium or an aluminium alloy of some sort. Anyway, the Jot Pro logo is there, and it has a nice grip here for your fingers, right here. As you can tell, it's a rough edged grip right here, and there's a protective cover on the front, and you can unscrew it,
and what it reveals is this really nice looking see-through disc, which is connected to the end of the stylus. And the reason it's see-through is when you're actually writing, right, writing on the surface, you can actually see the line that's being drawn on the screen relative to the nib, so it really enhances that writing experience. There are a lot of like passive styluses out there today that have like a fat like rubber nub at the end, and you know, they write pretty much okay, but you just cannot see where the nub, the rubber nub makes contact with the screen, so it doesn't have, you don't have that full writing experience. But with this, because of this see-through disc, you can actually, you know, see where the point kind of makes contact with the screen. And you know, of course it swivels 360 degrees, so you know, pretty nice writing experience. One small thing, because there's a disc, there is a bit of friction, so when you scrape this along the screen, there's a little bit of friction, so you have to you know, put a little effort to write, as you know, as opposed to when you're using a real ballpoint pen. You know, but it's very negligible. Now this cap, I'm sure many of you are saying, well, I can easily lose this cap. Good thing about it is when you take it off the front, there's a little, you can screw it on the back, so you never lose the cap. And another really nice feature is the fact that it has this little hook here at the top, so you can actually, you know, stick this in if you have like a pen holder in your bag, or if you're like a little geek like myself and I have like a little pocket protector, I can put this on my pocket protector. And just, by the way, I'm just joking about the geek thing, but yeah, you can use it to, you know, put in your pocket. And yeah, it's really nice. It's really cool little stylus. I will have a link at the bottom of this page where you can get these. And one other thing I will note, it's not a Bluetooth stylus, it's a passive stylus. There's no electronics in here or nothing like that. So because it's passive, obviously then you won't be able to have that pressure sensitivity like you would get like on the stylus that come with the Surface Pro. But you know, if you just want something that's low cost, this retails for around between $30 and $40, so it's very cheap. But if you need something that just does writing, and you know, you want to jot notes on your iPad or your iPad Pro, and or any tablet for that matter, because it works as well on the Android platforms as well. Yeah, Windows tablet. So yeah, this is the Adonit Jot Pro. That's it for now. Richie signing off from Richie's Gaming Gadgets and Gizmos. You guys have a great night. Okay, bye bye.